Welcome to another episode of Coffee with the County. Today I am with Jim Bright, who is our facilities director here at Aitkin County. Hello, Jim.
Good morning.
Did I say that correctly? Facilities director, facilities
coordinator, all of it.
The guy that takes care of our facilities.
Yes.
Jim, let's start with you, as we always do with the departments and getting to know the departments here in the county. How long have you been with the county, Aitkin County resident all your life? Tell us the story of Jim Bright.
I was born in Aitkin County, lived here on our family farm out east of town up until I graduated high school, left for about 10 years, started having kids, figured Aitkin wasn't such a bad place to raise a family, and moved back, and I've been here ever since. So yeah, been here most of my life. Still operating a farm that my grandfather and grandmother lived on and my mom and dad lived on, and now my wife and I are operating it with help from my two daughters and many other people that help us out here and there. So
that's your side gig, huh?
Just something to do in the extra spare time.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. So I've done that. I really got into construction in the early 90s, about 93. Got into plumbing, went through the apprenticeship, got my journeyman's, then got my master's plumbing license. Was in the plumbing field for a little over 20 years. Then with changes in life, I saw there was an opening at the Aitkin Public Schools for buildings and grounds supervisor, so I kind of switched over to doing that in 2013. I was there for 6 years. And in 2019, I applied for the position of facilities coordinator at Aitkin County and moved over here, started this position as they were building the government center. So I walked into the middle of that. Took a little bit to catch up on all of that, but went well. And so, now we've been in the government center for 6 years.
Going on 6, and a beautiful building. So nice job on all the work that was done there, for sure.
Well, and it's, everybody thinks it's nice to have a new building, and it certainly is. It sure cuts down on the maintenance, but I take a lot of pride in making sure that my staff and myself, we keep the building looking new, maintaining what we have built and making sure that it looks nice. For us, it's for our employees, and it's for our employees to serve Aitkin County better. So
there's nothing more that we need to say. That's the end of the podcast. It's perfect. No, I do love the story, and for those of you that are younger out there listening, remember we talk about this story all the time. People have started out here, they've drifted away for a few years and came back because this is the place to raise a family in Aitkin County. So for those kids that have moved on and moved out for bigger and better things, you're going to be back, and you might as well plan on coming back here shortly. But those are great parts of the story, and I really appreciate that. I hear that a lot from a lot of the people that we interview is that Aitkin just seems like that place that people want to be in and people want to live and raise a family. So thanks for doing that here in Aitkin County.
Every place I lived other than Aitkin, I enjoyed my time there. There was advantages to living there, disadvantages, everything else. But when it really gets down to it, and I looked at the importance of raising a family and the importance of community and knowing people and just everyday life, Aitkin seemed to fit, and happy I made the move back, and I don't really see myself going anywhere else to live full time.
That's awesome. And we know Aitkin County is better for it. Aitkin County government is better for it to have you here. You mentioned your staff, and I see a lot of those folks working around. How many members of the maintenance and facility staff do you have?
So I've got 5 employees right now. I've got 3 that work late afternoon shift into the evening, so that they can get into the offices where people are working during the day, make sure that they're cleaned, catch up on small maintenance items, things like that. I've got 1 that starts 7 o'clock in the morning, sometimes earlier depending on snow and ice and all that fun stuff, but helps work during the day, helps on some of the bigger projects. Then I have another staff member that starts at 9 o'clock in the morning, and they spend most of their time working with the jail. There's always maintenance items in the jail, keeping up on those type of things. So, so we've got kind of a split team, but we are all together for a couple hours every day just to kind of catch up, make sure that we're not missing something that needs to be done and catching up on things. So
and when we talk about the facilities, the buildings. I know we have the government center here, the courthouse, the jail is located here, HHS building, which we'll get to in a minute. I'm sure you want to talk about that a little bit. There might be something going on over there.
A little bit.
Long Lake Conservation Center.
So Long Lake has one full-time maintenance person and one full-time housekeeper, and they handle, I would say, the majority of things up there. But there's times when they need help. They got a lot of big schools coming in and out, and I will send 1, 2, 3 people up there to help get the turnover, get rooms cleaned. If they have some bigger projects, I'll send a person or 2 up there. We stay in contact with Long Lake, helping them out where they need it. But yeah, there's 2 maintenance staff up there full time.
Perfect. And then we have the highway building and the land building also under your responsibility.
Yeah.
Anything facilities, anything building is Jim. It's funny to hear that when you're inside the county. It's like, well, let's go ask Jim. It's got something to do with the building, and he knows his stuff.
Yeah, and it's I send people to help clean the land department building and the highway department building. And then when it gets into the outbuildings for those 2, they take care of the majority of the outbuildings. The land department takes care of parks. They've got some people that are dedicated to the parks and helping out with those. And then highway department, they pretty much take care of their outbuildings there. Every now and then I'll get a call, a question on something like that, and they know that if they need help, they can call in, we can ask, but they kind of take care of those. So that does help a lot. Aitkin County is a big county. That's a lot of ground to cover, and I just don't have the staff currently the way it's set up to cover all of that, but yeah.
General government philosophy, run as lean as we possibly can to save on those tax dollars for the residents that are out there, and you know, compliments to your team. I always see such great work from your folks, and they take care of the buildings. And you know, for residents that are coming in here, it's not easy to remove snow from the sidewalks and that type of thing, but you guys do it, and you maintain, you know, the safety for everybody coming in. A lot of times before hours, right, before the 8 o'clock rush, or when License Center opens up at 8 and people want to get their tabs, you're there well before that, taking care of things.
Yeah, and if it happens that, you know, we get a snow on the weekend or whatever, we'll try and come in on a weekend and get it cleared up so it's ready to go for Monday morning, just so you less confusion, less complication. We're in customer service. I mean, everybody that works for Aitkin County is in customer service. Mm-hmm. It just so happens that myself and my staff, our customers for the most part, are the people that work in these buildings, so that they can help customer service and help the people of Aitkin County when they come into whatever it is, taxes, recorders, treasurers, environmental services, whatever department they come into, they can come in.
All the fun stuff.
Yeah.
You make it easy to come in and get to the fun stuff.
I hope so.
Pay your taxes, get your tabs. So you not only do the regular maintenance, the facilities, you take on other projects as well. And, you know, and I'll set you up a little bit for this HHS, or Health and Human Services, remodel that we're going through right now. Remodel, I think, is a small term for what's actually happening and what's happened. But tell us a little bit about what's going on. I know that this has been a long process to scrimp and save the dollars and get the dollars from bonding efforts and things like that to move this project forward. And now it's a project that there's construction going on. If you've come anywhere near the government center, you see that there's things happening back there in the HHS building. Tell us from your perspective, how's that all going?
It's actually going very well. So this project, it was November of 2019. If you remember a little bit earlier, we were talking about the government center that we moved in November of 2019. First part of November. It was the middle of November 2019 is the first time that I met with the architect to start talking about the remodel of the Health and Human Services building.
No downtime whatsoever in that deal.
So we started the process, and we explored many options. We explored remodeling existing building. We looked at remodeling, putting a small addition on the building. We looked at potentially moving, purchasing other sites, building a completely new building, purchasing an existing building, remodeling. We pretty much went full circle came back to we remodeled the existing space as is, did not do an addition, and that came from discussions how each department in the Health and Human Services work. That comes from what the needs are for Aitkin County, what future growth looks like in the Health and Human Services Department, we tried to look at today and we're trying to look ahead to see what we're going to need. With all that said, we landed on the remodel was going to look like, what we were going to do. The remodel is, as Mark said, it's an extensive remodel. Basically, we gutted the inside of the building from exterior wall to exterior wall. The only thing left in there were a few walls that are supporting structural. Otherwise, everything else went. That project started construction the middle of September. We are just about halfway through, little short of halfway through the project. Expected to be done sometime in June. As of today, we are just finishing up on second floor, getting all the mechanicals done. Sheetrock comes in actually next Monday. They will start sheetrocking on second floor. We'll work our way down to first floor, and then finishes will start. So currently on time, and the bigger one is we're currently holding our budget very well to what we had set. So that's always important. And on a remodel, that's a big deal, because there's always surprises when you open up those walls, but we've been doing very well. When we built the government center and remodeled the old courthouse, now judicial center, we hired a company called Contegrity Group. They are out of Little Falls, and they were our construction managers for the project on the government center. We hired them again to help out with the Health and Human Services building, and so that's been a huge help. They have actually they work for Aitkin County. They work for us, helping make sure that you do get change orders, because that happens on every job, that the numbers we get back are legitimate numbers they've seen on other projects. Make sure that we're not getting gouged, making sure we're getting the best bang for the buck. Another way we've tried to save a little bit of money is I'm actually part-time job soup on the job, so I'm on site every day with it. And then there's been another job site soup that comes up 2 days a week. They've been helping with, kind of keeping up on the paperwork, but I'm kind of on site every day, talking to the contractors, working through small issues, getting a hold of the architects. So
sounds like your side gig.
Yeah, something a little extra.
A little extra time, and
so
when you got a free spare moment or something.
But it works out nice, because as these little issues come up, I'm actually Sarah Pratt, who is the director for Health and Human Services. I'm in constant contact with her and her department heads, making sure that, okay, we got these little changes, how's this going to affect them? Because like I said before, we're in the customer service business. I want to make sure that building functions for what HHS needs to best serve Aitkin County.
Yeah. You think about all of the details, right? You think about all of those things of, we're going to be out of a building for 9 months. Where are 65 or so staff members going to go? And it doesn't just start with, I think we're going to remodel this and we're just going to start. There's a lot of planning to it. And again, compliments to you and your entire team, who I see over there quite often. For those of you that are listening, if you want to see progress, or you want to watch what's going on over there, go on to the blog on our website main page. Just look right down to the right. You'll see HHS remodel, and you'll see some photos. We try to put everything up on a weekly basis, or when some major changes are happening. So go ahead and take a look at that. And on time and under budget are wonderful words that you say. Keep saying that, I hope, and all that works. And then once you're done with that, are you gonna put your feet up on the desk and relax a little bit, or what's next for you?
I would like to say that there would be a month break, but there's not. We have a couple of buildings that we lost in straight line winds a few years back. We had the pleasure that FEMA came in to help us with some of those dollars for some of the costs that weren't covered by insurance, which greatly appreciated to have FEMA help that. But if you've ever gotten the pleasure of working with FEMA, that is not a, hey, we got an issue and they cut you a check. It takes a little bit of time. So we've been working through that. We've gotten everything settled. We have gotten the funds from FEMA. So this spring we will be constructing a new boat and water building. We will be constructing a new maintenance building down at the fairgrounds and a new industrial 2 building. It's an exhibit building that also in the wintertime is used for boat storage to help extra income for the fair. Awesome. We will be starting those this spring.
No shortage of work.
Yep.
And you did mention, and I want to be clear with that, this isn't tax dollars that are going towards this. It's funds are already provided by insurance and FEMA for buildings that were lost.
Correct.
So if you drive by and you see a boat and water building going up, we're not raising your taxes to do that.
Correct. Yeah, I have to compliment the board. They have been very supportive of facilities, keeping us so that we have funds to maintain them, and then I think being very fiscally smart on how we upgrade the facilities that we do need to upgrade. Yeah. It's a constant battle, and I tell every new commissioner when they come in right after they're elected, I say, I may sound nice when I come talk to you the first day, but every time I come and talk to you and I need something, it's large sums of money because none of these buildings are cheap to maintain. We have a project that we're looking at. We're trying to get some state funds for replacing the old windows in what now is the Judicial Center, the old courthouse. You know, you think of replacing your windows in your house, and it's like, oh, that's a few $100 a window, whatever. The last estimate I got, it's going to be roughly $800,000 to replace the windows in the old courthouse, and part of that is because it is on the National Historical Registry, so you've got certain specs you have to maintain, but it is just ridiculously expensive to do some of this stuff.
We had Rich Peterson in from the Historical Society telling us a little bit, educating us on how a building that's been designated a historical facility has to go through many different rules to upgrade and remodel versus what might just be on a new building. So amazing. Jim, I thank you for your time. Thanks for coming in here. Stop back anytime you want and fill us in on things. If you have any updates that you want to do in the future, please do so. Come back and see us.
I think towards the end of the HHS project would be a good time to come in and let everybody know how it went, where the budget fell, and how that's all looking. The budgets is something that's very important to me because it's important to the taxpayers. Never want to see the taxes go up, but
that's a fact.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, thank you, Jim.
All right.
And please extend gratitude to your team for all the fine work that they do here. I know it's a pleasure working with you and all of them. So thank you to that facilities team and maintenance team that's out there. We'll see you again. You're listening to Coffee with the County.